So friends, full disclosure, today's Justice Matters video will not involve legal analysis. It's more of a Donald Trump reality check video regarding cold weather and crowd sizes. Let's talk about that because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, it looks like on Monday, it's going to be a little chilly here in Washington, D.C. So Donald Trump is retreating, moving his inauguration from outdoors to inside the U.S. Capitol, or as I still call it, the crime scene. This from the Daily Beast. Headline, Trump trolled over true reason for moving inauguration inside. And that article begins, President-elect Donald Trump was roasted across social media on Friday, shortly after announcing that his January 20 inauguration will be moved indoors due to very cold weather. In a Truth Social post, Trump shared a photo of a weather forecast and said that his various dignitaries and guests will be brought into the U.S. Capitol. That would be the crime scene, the scene of Donald Trump's election subversion crimes, precisely where he told his angry mob to go fight like hell or they won't have a country anymore. Stop the certification. Stop the steal. That is where he's choosing to be sworn in. All my editorial comment. The article continues. Trump added, "This will be a very beautiful experience for all, and especially for the large TV audience." Yet some social media commentators weren't convinced that moving his big day inside was all about bad weather. Former White House official and political strategist David Axelrod pointed out that former Presidents John F. Kennedy and Barack Obama also braved frigid temperatures for their inaugurations. Quote, in '61, John F. Kennedy was inaugurated on the Capitol steps in wind chills of 7 degrees. It was almost as cold for Obama in '09, he said. In fairness, Trump is more than 3 decades older than JFK and Obama were. Or did he just fear the small crowds? Friends, remember Trump's tiny little crowd last time he was inaugurated? The article continues. Responding to Axelrod's post, a commentator added, for an administration that is all about the tough guy culture, they certainly don't seem that tough. And the commentator added, I've sat outside in colder temps for hours, but I'm dedicated. So friends, can I pause here and just include my personal experience when it comes to cold weather? So when I entered active duty in the U.S. Army back in the 1980s, my first duty assignment was to Fort Richardson, the 6th Infantry Division Arctic Light in Anchorage, Alaska. Now, for those of you who served in the military or are familiar with military service, the military has, obviously lots of soldiers, infantry members, armor enlisted and officers, artillery, signal corps, and I could go on and on. Lots and lots of soldiers, men and women who serve in uniform. But the military services also have other folks, I'm loath to say professionals, but folks like doctors and lawyers and dentists and psychologists and psychiatrists, etc. And I was a lawyer. I served in the U.S. Army Judge Advocate General's Corps. I was a JAG. I was an Army prosecutor. But here's the thing, and service members know this. We are all soldiers first, or sailors, or airmen, etc. We're soldiers first, and then we are our MOS, our military occupational specialty. I was a JAG. We are doctors, lawyers, dentists, etc. Second, soldiers first. Now, because we were all soldiers first, we, the Army JAGs, the lawyers, were out there with the infantry men and women doing PT, physical training, at 6 a.m. in Anchorage, Alaska. And the rule in the 6th ID Arctic Light was, if it was 25 degrees below zero or warmer, I know that sounds odd, like how can 20 degrees below zero feel warm? But if it was 25 below or warmer, we had to do PT, physical training, at 6 a.m. outside. But if it was 26 degrees below zero or colder, 30 degrees below zero, we got to do PT inside, in the gym. So I have to tell you, friends, every morning at 5 a.m., wake up, and we didn't have the internet, so we would look at the thermometer outside our kitchen window or wherever we had it posted, and we would hope it was 26 degrees below zero or colder so we could do PT indoors. I mean, I'm not that proud, but it generally wasn't, at least not down in Anchorage. Sometimes I would travel up to Fairbanks. Up there, it often got really cold, 30 degrees, 40 degrees below zero. But I know what it's like to be out there at 6 a.m. with the infantry troops doing PT, doing physical training in 20 degrees below zero, 15 degrees below zero, 10 degrees below zero when it warmed up to 10 degrees below zero. And we did it. We toughed it out. But it's going to get a little chilly on Monday in the 20s. So Donald Trump says, oh, that's a good reason for me to say I have to move my inauguration in. Come on now. How foolish are we? Do we not think it's really about the tiny crowd size at his first inauguration and that is likely to show up at his second inauguration? Thank you for indulging me that personal story. I want to finish up with the Daily Beast article, and here is the part that is truly obscene coming from Donald Trump. Trump also seemed to suggest that moving the inauguration inside was a matter of safety, mentioning in his Truth Social post, "I don't want to see people hurt or injured in any way. It is dangerous conditions for the tens of thousands of law enforcement, first responders, police canines, and even horses." Because Donald Trump has always been concerned about the safety of law enforcement officers, like the 140 officers that Donald Trump launched his angry mob on, who were beaten, assaulted, injured. Some ended up dead. Let's be clear, friends. Let's never forget. Donald Trump doesn't back the blue. Donald Trump backs those who beat the blue. He launched the attack on January 6th, and he has ever since been pledging love and pardons to the people who beat the hell out of the men and women of law enforcement trying to protect the United States Capitol, everybody in it, and our democratic process on January 6, 2021. But now, because it's going to be chilly outside on Monday, he just wants to protect the police, the law enforcement officers. No words, friends, no words, but we know what's really going on here. Tiny crowd sizes. Friends, please have a good weekend. Please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.